Hi, Adrianne here with the Lynch team at Conway Real Estate, and I have Steve Dabbs with me. Welcome, Steve.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm doing great. As first, Steve, before we start off, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a certified Medicaid planner. I'm also a VA accredited claims agent accredited by the Department of Veterans Affairs. And the one that I'm most proud of is I'm an accredited investment fiduciary, which means that as a fiduciary, I must do what's in the best interest of a client. Other advisors aren't necessarily a fiduciary, like your stockbroker, your insurance agents aren't fiduciaries. What they have to do is what is suitable for you, but that is not the same standard that I have a legal obligation as a fiduciary to do. So I'm pretty proud of that. And by the way, I didn't have to go through the process of becoming a fiduciary. I chose to do that because I was doing it anyway, and I just chose to now wear it on my sleeve and say, oh, by the way, I am a fiduciary.
No,
And I think that's important.
I think that's great. I think too, because of your whole variety of what you do, it's kind of a whole package to really help people understand, what resources they have and financially what their options are.
Well, exactly. I put together a whole financial roadmap dealing with long-term care, but again, the focus is long-term care, how to pay for it, how to get other resources to pay for it. And in fact, there's a number of ways to go about this. And so that's basically, I think, important to know.
No, I think that's great. And a piece I want to talk about for the helping for long-term care is housing. Is a family home exempt when it comes to VA and ALTCS benefits?
Yes, they are both in both cases an exempt asset. So often people, however, when they call me, the phone call kind of goes like this. Hi, Steve, I got your name from Carrie Ann Ronquist, and we're getting ready to move into this assisted living community, and we just sold our home, and we got $400,000 for it, and now what do we do? And I go, well, we got a little problem because the home before you sold it was an exempt asset. Now that you sold it, now you have $400,000 that's not exempt in your account, and this is going to be problematic. So the first time that I had made the suggestion, like I was telling you about it when it happened, when I made a suggestion to the family, well, maybe you need to take that money that you just sold the house for and buy a rental home. Well, instantly their head exploded. They used some language that I can't say on this video, and pretty much in no uncertain terms was, no, we're not going to be doing that. So, I realized that since I'm not a realtor, I didn't know really how to explain the advantages of a rental home and so on. So I, of course, reached out to you and I said, Adrianne, I need your help to do is explain to people what's the advantage of taking that now 400,000 and buying a rental home. And keep in mind that the VA benefits for a married couple will pay them $2,266 a month tax-free, month in, month out, which is over $26,000 a year. So again, how would you help me answer that question? Okay, well, I don't want to buy a house. Okay, I don't want to have a rental. I don't want to manage that property. So again, how do you deal with that?
Well, I mean, I think a lot of them, it's just overwhelming because they are getting out of a property. They don't want to manage it. They realize that it's time for them to go because they can't maintain the house. So they think they're going to have to do all of that when they're buying another house of something they were just trying to get rid of doing. And so I think that's the part when they understand that, we have an entire team of people who can come and, do repairs and who can manage the properties and can really take care of all of that. Then they start to see a different side of it, that they could own a rental property. And really right now with the way that the market is, they're not making any money if it's sitting in their bank account, and the stock market's volatile. So they don't want to take a risk depending on their age for this, putting their money in stock. So it's definitely an option where real estate's always stable. We're continue to go up in equity here. So once they start seeing the numbers that they could have a residual income, the equity's going up, and they can get the benefits from you, I feel like they start seeing that there's a different option for them when it comes to housing. It's not so overwhelming.
Yeah, well, let me put that in the same words, only different. I'm also an investment advisor. I own my own registered investment advisory firm called LTC Wealth Management, which is, again, long-term care focused. And so I would love, obviously, to be able to be their investment advisor and have those assets under management. But at the same token, is it that in their best interest at that point? And again, as a fiduciary, I got to put my fiduciary hat on and go, honestly, even though I just kind of heard no, and so no in certain terms, can I at least tiptoe back in and say, let's look at it logically and see the advantages of it? Because again, we can put it in the market, and it's pretty volatile right now, and there's no guarantee it won't be. It may stabilize, but it'll be volatile again in the future. And can you risk those important dollars that you need for long-term care? No. Okay, no. You can put it in the bank, and as you pointed out, they're going to get dust on the money right now. They get nothing. So as an pure investment value, a rental home can make a lot of sense for the right person, quite frankly.
Right.
Now, we have a little conflict there with ALTCS, Medicaid, and it has to be done in the proper steps or it won't work either. Some states, like Florida, you can go buy a rental home, and buy rental homes even, in plural. So don't you wish you lived in Florida? Anyway, so we can have that and it just count the income again, but Arizona law doesn't allow that, quite aggressive. So, but the home technically is still exempt in both cases.
Well, I think that's great for people to talk to you and at least go over their options. Like, what is the best thing for them to do, since you are able to offer them at least, that kind of like broad view. Here's the options of what will happen long-term if you do this. Here's the options if you go this route, and really help people. Because I think a lot of families want the best for their, parents, or they want the best for themselves to make sure that they have the coverage to go into assisted living facilities, but really not understanding the long-term care part of it and the finances of it. So I think that's a great thing for people to be able to reach out to you and kind of talk about the differences and go over their options.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So again, that's why I really like working with you, because I can say, okay, I know the market. I know if I say, hey, they're looking for a rental home for X amount of money, you kind of know that. So
right.
It's kind of second nature for you. So that's nice to have you on my team, if you will. So I'm on your team, whichever.
Well, perfect. Well, what I will do is put your information below so that they can reach you. But what's the best way for them to reach you?
Well, they can either call me at 1-800-543-0530, or they can email me at steve@carefundingsolutions.com. Again, that's steve@carefundingsolutions.com.
Perfect. Well, we will add that information into our description as well so they can easily reach you. And we appreciate you being on again and talking about the benefits.
All right. Well, thank you.